Welcome back everyone, MTG Joe here. We're going to be playing some more Historic Jumpstart Horizons Constructed today. So a bunch of new cards from the new set coming in, and it's time. As many of you know, my arena name is Bant Wolfrun. For those of you who aren't familiar, during Return to Ravnica Standard, Restoration Angel and THRAGTUSK were the best thing you could be doing. You blink your THRAGTUSK, you get another token, you gain another 5 life, and that was basically just the shenanigans that were at hand. So we got Restoration Angel, so it is time to play Green-White Blink. Now there is Soul Herder in the format, basically 3 mana, white-blue, 1/1, that every end step you get to exile another creature, bring it to play. I don't think I want to dilute my mana that much right now, and I think this shell would be a pretty good start. So basically what we're trying to do is abuse enter the battlefield style effects. So what do we have? We have Thraben Inspector to get clues, Charming Prince to create loops with Yorion, also reblink our stuff. We have Prosperous Innkeeper. Charming Prince also creates a loop with Restoration Angel. Prosperous Innkeeper gains us life, gains us treasures. Scavenging Ooze doesn't have enter the battlefield effects, but there's a lot of Delirium stuff, a lot of graveyard action, so we want main board graveyard hate. Wall of Awesome draws us cards and is a big blocker. Spellbinder taxes their hand, Apparition eats up their board, Visionary draws us cards and ramps us up, Restoration Angel blinks whatever we want for more into the battlefield, Yasharin shuts down sack decks, the Indomitable Creativity deck that's going around shuts off them being able to sack for that, as well as gets us lands out of our deck, so it helps us thin and get virtual card advantage. Then we have THRAGTUSK. This was at one point the most busted thing you could be doing in green before they're like, hey, what about Gargaroth and Questing Beast and all this nonsense. 5 mana, 5/3, gains 5 life. When it leaves the battlefield, not dies, you get a 3/3 beast. Then we have a couple of Amiria's Calls and Turn Timbers. We got some creature lands scattered up in there. We also have Ephemerate, which allows us to blink our creatures, and then it rebounds at the beginning of our upkeep to cast again. This can be used proactively or as a protection spell as well. Sideboard, I haven't played really any best of 3 in the new format. We have Giant Killer. This is good against the Sarah's Emissary that prevents us from dealing creature damage. We have Baffling Ends for the creature matchups, the smaller creatures. This can also we can blink it with Yorion, which I like. We have a Declaration in Stone, but I like the Baffling Ends because they can be reused. We have Ceratops versus the control matchups, some Rest in Peace versus Graveyard, Devout Decree versus all the red or black base decks. Knight of Autumn is flexible here, can gain us life in some matchups, can be proactive as a beater, and also can blow up artifacts and enchantments. And then a Vivian Reed is another way to get rid of Sarah's Emissary. Can deal with a creature with flying without it being a creature. And then it can also give us card advantage. Normally I'd play something like Dramoka's Command, but given the fact that Dramoka's Command only gets rid of enchantments, this might be more specific. So I think we're good with this for now. Dramoka's Command is combat damage, so Sarah's Emissary prevents the creature damage coming through because it has protection from creatures, so you can't deal the damage to it, as well as 7 toughness is going to be difficult in our deck to deal with it. This is a clean answer to get rid of it. So we are plat tier 2. Let's give it a couple games. I don't know how many we will play. What we'll probably do is maybe give 1 to 2 best of 3s. And then depending on how long it goes, we'll play some best of 1s with the deck. I don't think it's going to be as good in best of 1 just because of Elves. It's probably a tough matchup. We don't really have much interaction. But let's give it a go. See how it is. Let me know in the comments what you've been enjoying the most. In the most Canadian thing ever, my wife just sent me a text. We have a squad of Canadian geese that are patrolling the front of my... I don't know if you can see. They're coming at the front of my house, and they're ready to mess me up. Guillaume. So really what we want is like mid-range decks, because we can probably go bigger just with loops and life gain. Hand seems reasonable. Okay, they are on Llanowar. So if this is like Gruul, we can soak up. This looks like Elves. Yeah. Them going wide is going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, so let's go Hydra here. Hopefully get a turn to Spellbinder them. Get maybe like a Collected Company out of their hand, but they probably play Collected Company this turn. Yeah, they went really wide. Let's go to sideboard. They went too wide. They have 2 lords already. When they have like the 3 lands kind of pop off. So Baffling Ends in, Declaration in Stone in. Giant Killer's a bit iffy. They can make things bigger. I guess it's fine. It's just another piece of removal. Coming out, Skyclaves can be evasive. So we don't want the oozes. Can get rid of the Yasharns. They're just a bit slow. I think we keep like this. Let's keep 1 Yasharn. This is why we didn't play best of 1, because we wanted to avoid Elves. With Elves, they're going to go a lot faster than we are, so we're not really able to achieve much in terms of setup. I think this hand's fine. We have Skyclave, and what you can do is with Skyclave's trigger on the stack, you can target it with Ephemerate. Even just exiling like dorks and stuff, leaving them with random creatures. Play our creature lines out earlier. Okay, so not Line of Werewolf. What I would like to do is probably... Okay, now we're going to have to get rid of War Master. That would allow him to go quite wide. We're going to have to get rid of this. So here... Let's Ephemerate, Skyclave Apparition. Exile the Archdruid. I don't care about giving him a 2/2. Just put Yorion to hand. So we got the tax effect. I have Ephemerate coming down again, which is going to get rid of this Freyleys.
I will not shy away from savagery if it brings victory. We will unleash an autumn of steel leaves.
So we definitely want to get rid of this.
Your triumph will wither in time.
And then we'll just THRAGTUSK this turn. And then next turn I could Yorion, Blink my field. Some interesting new inclusions we're seeing from the Jumpstart set. So they're going wide, but we can go tall. Ooh, we have the Charming Prince loop. So I think... we're doing this. Play this tapped. And I'm actually going to exile Jaspara. just get rid of the reach creatures so I can attack in with Yorion. Drawing a lot of lands. Restoration Angel would be nice. We also have this Amiria's Call. Okay, they just hit a Clan Caller. So let's attack for 4 here, because we're going to blink it with Charming Prince. So exile another creature. Drawn a lot of lands. Actually, this I should have done it just Skyclave. So we would take a pretty big hit here. But we get it back on their end step. I get the Angels. I think we're fine for a turn at least. Worst case, I just make this Lair of a Hydra creature. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the Clan Caller. Yeah, so basically we'd establish the loop and then just kill them that way there. Okay, so Giant Killer I still think is reasonable. If we got, I think we just keep it as is, run it back. I think for their turn they should have just activated Clan Caller if they could have just kept pumping mana into that. They also should have probably attacked, but they might have been dead on the crackback. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. So we need to hit a land. Perfect. Well, kind of. We need an untapped land. Untap White Source. Don't really want to blink my Wall of Blossoms. Perfect. So I actually want to do the Ephemerate trick. So I'm going to Spellbinder them this turn. We'll get rid of the Collected Company. Okay, so you go full control. So you resolve Skyclave, target the Perfect. Target this. It resolves. We'll get rid of, I wanted to do it this way so they don't get left with the 3/3 token. They'll only get a 1/1. I think we just, next turn I can start THRAGTUSking. No, they hit Coco. Definitely need to get rid of Archdruid here. It is the scariest of the bunch right now. Ooh, Charming Prince is nice as well. But I think we're going THRAGTUSK here. If they hit a land, they overrun. But then... yeah, so I think I do need to do this. I didn't want to, but land just puts like 15 power into play. And then I can Yorion loop next turn. They draw 3 collector companies. So how do I do this? So they don't currently have 7 mana, so I could Giant Killer Elvish War Master. They draw a card, and then I Skyclave Apparition the Allosaurus Shepherd. We're just gonna keep like little chips. This Skyclave Apparition's done so much work. We just want to take him off as many lords as possible. So let's give reach.
I commend your bravery, mortal, but I will win this fight. We will endure all trespassers.
Kind of need to take this off the table. I'm a bit worried about that. Well, I would like to do... okay, so... blank, 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 blank. The next end step. You can have your 1/1s. Okay, so I'm gonna exile Skyclave Apparition. Gonna gain 3 life. I think I might have stacked my triggers wrong.
Will have her
yeah, I stacked my triggers wrong. I needed to do the Skyclave first. No, I did it right? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of triggers. Basically wanted to target with the exile first. Sure. You can hit me for 5. You're dead. Let's get rid of... Doesn't really matter. You can draw a card. I've yet to find Restoration Angel. There's no hidden reach. Got him. Got him good. Let's throw this up and play. I don't, like for best of one, I don't know how good it's going to be. Like we bet Elves there, but that was in part because we had sideboard options before we take it to ranked, because I think we might need a slightly different configuration. Why does it not let me play my deck? Can you not play... Oh, Arena's kind of busted. Even Historic Ranked doesn't recognize the deck. Do you have to actually switch it to best of one for the title? Okay, let's try this. Is Arena bugging out? Still doesn't want to find my deck. So, found bug in Arena. Oh no, it's Resto Thrag time. No, but it still doesn't recognize the deck. Sorry about this, folks. Okay, so play. Stark Ranked. Doesn't find the deck. It's probably the sideboard. Whatever. Let's try this again. There we go. See how this plays out. That game against Elves, I'm surprised we actually won. I don't think in best of one we naturally have that good of an advantage. They're going to go a lot more linear. But Skyclave definitely MVP there. Just exiling everything and anything in its way. There's been a lot of good Selesnya decks. There's also a Hardened Scales deck that I'd like to try out. I've opened like 25, I've done like 25 Jumpstarts. Yet to see an artifact one. Give me like mono red. Nope. Always Elves. Always Elves. This might be Gruel. Okay, we're just not gonna hit our land. Gruely boys. I actually think this turn I want to tax their hand. I don't have the second white source just yet, but we could see something like Embercleave come down next turn. Okay, their hand's pretty garbage outside. So they would play the elf here and level up. I'll trade with whatever they level up with. Crusher. Always had it. And then they can have Questing Beast next turn if they'd like. Actually not, if they... Notably, tokens are a bit awkward for our deck. So Questing Beast comes down next turn for... No, they're gonna have... Let's go Visionary here. We're just not finding white sources. We're heavier on white than we are green. So this is just a game like in Best of One where you don't hit your other color. So I'll block here. Interesting. So they don't put it... Play that out. I'm just gonna play that tapped, I think. Because THRAGTUSK can trade here. Also buys me some life. Because ideally what I'd like, if possible, is another white source to Skyclave and Charming Prince the Skyclave apparition. Would be pretty nice. Very strange that they didn't play the other Llanowar Elf. So if they don't play Questing Beast, they have Cleave. Alright. Big chunk of damage coming through. So we need to trade with Questerson. And just soak up the damage here. Get a 3/3. Ooh, ah. Now we get Resto. So exile here. Play out another one. Cool. So now we'll just start exiling their stuff. We had to block that turn anyways, like we didn't know we were going to draw Restoration Angel. So Cleave is live. We don't have much play around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could Spellbinder. Tax their hand. And then Restoration Angel, Blink the Skyclave. Leveling up, like targeting this also isn't terrible. I'll see what's in their hand. If their hand's like just lands. They're being very reluctant. Okay, they just have Ooze. So yeah, we're gonna probably, oh, okay. Get rid of that. So now they've paid 7 mana into this. So then we'll block with one of the Skyclaves. And then exile the Bone Crusher, or maybe the Ooze first, because I can fog the block on Bone Crusher. We're dead to Embercleave, like, at any time. We can't really play around that. Let's see how they do this. So that does not enough. So we blink this and then get that. We're just alive. Them hitting cleave was like the worst case. We're gonna have to try to exile. The problem is tokens. We can't really deal with tokens. And I'm short mana of doing a THRAGTUSK turn. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, just short. Like a Charming Prince. Can't do enough. Ah, they got me. We were close there, but to kind of stabilizing, we needed a turn where they didn't draw. Because from there, we would have been able to just churn through and exile all their stuff. Let's give this one more best of one. The best of one games we could play a little bit more. The best of three, well, it does allow us to sideboard. I try to not make these videos go like an hour, and this deck's going to be a grindier deck. So we'll get a little bit of both here, get you a feel. Playing against Bob Fleming. 2 lands. 2 lands. Opponent goes first. 0-4 blocker. Hopefully draw another land, Visionary. So what I kind of like about this deck, we have a lot of these like creatures that just happen to... Anybody on Gruul today? Okay, so not the most explosive start, but still pretty big. And the thing is, if I don't draw... Both these lands are tapped, so we need an untapped land. Spellbreaker, they'll discard. Okay, well they discarded Collected Company, which bodes well for us, but untapped land. Okay, we're dead. Alright, one more. Yeah, I think this is more of a best of 3 deck. Best of 1 is going to be a lot more linear, and the way we're configured right now, we would have to switch it to probably have Llanowar Elves in the main, take off Skyclave or Elite Spellbinder. I don't think is needed in this matchup, like in best of 1. Most folks are going to have their hand, like we saw that last game, or the first game against Gruul, where they just didn't have cards in hand. We had Skyclaves. Or, sorry, not Skyclaves. Elite Spellbinders. Alrighty. Let's try it out. We need a white source, but this can provide a white source to us for Charming Prince. Some white weenie action. Got there. So, opponent queued up their standard 2022 deck. See how many THRAGTUSKs they can beat. Next turn we get Thrag. We also have Ephemerate that we can do to it. Nah, so this is like the humans aggro deck. May have been a little premature on that giant killer. Also Yasharn. So because they're not on Luris, there is a chance they have Elite Spellbinder, to which then I'd rather just cast THRAGTUSK. So they can tap down my THRAGTUSK, but that taxes them for the turn. Paladin class is a little annoying here, because normally we'd have Ephemerate up, but this is going to tax me one. The next turn I could Yasharn, get the land. Okay, so you're protecting Clarion. You'll probably be protecting Giant Killer. So we could either see them... Oh, they just went Tribunal here. So now we want to find a Skyclave Apparition. So this will find us a land drop. We'll go get another white source. We also have Ephemerate up then. Oh, I forgot. You can get 2 lands. That was my error. So hopefully that doesn't bite us. We missed a land drop for next turn. Don't care too much of 4 damage. In case we draw a Skyclave Apparition. We'll just wait till we could Yorion in the same turn. I think I want to hold up Ephemerate here. Spellbinder will be decent. And what we can do here is with Ephemerate, targeting Yasharn, I could potentially surprise blocker them. So they're going to go with the double strike. Why didn't it give me the option to Ephemerate? 3, 6, 7. So definitely don't want to see Unbreakable formation out of them here. Oh, Yasharn shuts off my treasure. Ah. Not cool. Not cool, not cool. So I can exile the giant killer from them. I can just do Yorion to hand. They have the 5. I think we're just doing Yorion to hand here. And then we'll do it so I can trigger it in a way that Ephemerate targets Yorion again. I forgot the Yasharn treasure interaction. Okay, they're just gonna set up to get my blockers out of the way. Okay, they get another elite out of the way. Or are they gonna get Yasharn? Get Yasharn. So can gain a lot of life next turn, which is also nice. We are taking 8 this turn. Can I get a apparition? So I have 5. So I think we're gonna start Innkeeper. Tap you. Gain a bunch. Resolve. So I can Ephemerate, no. So I can Charming Prince to take advantage of my treasures. But I think I'm just gonna exile the Yasharn with the Charming Prince. Oh no, that doesn't work the way I want it. I'll just exile Yorion. I don't think we're dead to these flyers, but you never know. Actually, I'll just get rid of Yasharn. A lot of lines we're drawing here. Sure. Formation. Jeez. Okay, I misjudged there. I goofed. Needed to keep Yorion behind. Okay. So the Yasharn treasure plan doesn't work out great, but I needed to keep Yorion there. With Yorion there, we would have. But yeah, I think in linear best of 1, we would have had a ton of removal post board for this type of matchup. But in best of 1, we did pretty good with it. Or best of 3. I think this is the configuration we'd run with. But yeah, that's the deck. Let me know what you think. And if you have any cool deck suggestions, anything like that, let me know. We will be pumping out a video a day. as I slowly accumulate all the cards for this set. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great one, and stay safe out there.